Welcome back to our channel, History Coins HD. These rare $1 coins make people rich. Let's find out why. Don't miss out one of these. Who know a single coin make you rich? Coin number 1. Today we dive into a coin that collectors across America still talk about with excitement, curiosity, and sometimes even disbelief. This is the story of the United States of America rare Susan B. Anthony 1979 $1 coin, a small, strong, bold piece of history that changed American coinage forever and carries hidden treasures that many people still don't know about. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was supposed to be the future of modern American currency. A revolutionary idea. A compact, lightweight, highly practical replacement for the bulky Eisenhower dollar. But as soon as it entered circulation, something unexpected happened. People confused it with the quarter. Banks didn't like it. The public ignored it. And yet, in the world of coin collectors, this coin became a silent legend, because tucked inside the 1979 series were varieties, minting mistakes, and special strikes that today can be worth far more than their face value. Imagine holding a coin that millions walked past without noticing, only for collectors years later to discover that certain versions of this exact same coin were rare, precious, and sometimes incredibly valuable. That's the magic of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. Let's move deep into its story. The design honored Susan B. Anthony, a fearless leader in women's rights. Her portrait on the obverse was not just an artistic decision, it marked the first time a real woman, not a symbolic figure, appeared on circulating U.S. coinage. On the reverse, the bold Apollo 11 mission insignia gave the coin a powerful connection between history, equality, and American achievement. But what really makes the $1,979 exciting are the varieties and errors. Collectors search day and night for the 1979 P wide rim, also known as the near date. In this version, the numbers sit closer to the rim, creating a distinct look visible even without magnification. People who unknowingly keep their old change often don't realize that this simple variety can transform a regular dollar coin into a valuable numismatic treasure. Then comes the minting mistakes. Off-center strikes that reveal the blank planchet, double dies that show extra thickness in the letters or numbers, weak strikes that create missing details on Susan B. Anthony's face or the eagle. Die cracks streaking across the surface like lightning trapped inside metal. Each of these errors tells a story. About the moment the coin was struck, a mechanical slip, a misalignment, a worn die at the mint, all small imperfections that today make the coin rare and highly desirable. But the real stars of the 1979 series are the proof coins from the San Francisco Mint. The mintmark coins were struck with polished dies on specially prepared planchets, resulting in mirror-like fields and frosted details. Most famous of all is the 1979 S-Type 2, where the mintmark is clearer, sharper, and more refined. This mintmark style was used for only a short time, making the Type 2 proof one of the most sought-after varieties in the entire SBA dollar series. Collectors love these coins because they capture a moment when the U.S. Mint was transitioning between old and new mintmark styles. It was a tiny change, but tiny changes often make the biggest difference in rarity. Imagine the stories these coins carry. Millions minted, but only a handful displaying the right combination of condition, variety, and error to turn them into high-demand collectibles. This is why coin enthusiasts search their drawers, safes, and old bankrolls, hoping to uncover that perfect $1,979 that stands out from the rest. And now, at last, we come to the part collectors wait for: the real market value and the auction prices spoken in words. Here are the key values as of today. The wide rim 1979 P in top condition has sold for more than $6,000 United States dollars at auction. Rare off-center or double die errors can bring hundreds to several thousands of dollars. Depending on severity, the 1979 S-Type 2 proof has reached more than $4,000 United States dollars in the highest grades, and even regular high-grade business strike coins can achieve several $100s when preserved flawlessly. This is why this coin still excites collectors. Not because it is old, but because it is full of variety, history, and hidden value. A small dollar coin that once failed in circulation but succeeded in becoming a treasure for those who know where to look. If you have one of these coins at home, look closely. You might be holding a piece of American history worth far more than you ever imagined. Coin number 2. We explore a piece of history that stands as the first large-size circulating dollar of the modern era, the United States of America rare Eisenhower 1971 D $1 coin. And if you are a collector, stay with me until the very end, because this is the kind of coin that surprises even experts. The year 1971 marked a turning point. After decades of silence in the world of dollar coins, the U.S. Mint introduced the Eisenhower dollar to honor Dwight D. Eisenhower, the five-star general and 34th President of the United States. His leadership during World War II and his vision for America shaped an entire generation. Now, his legacy was being struck into copper, nickel, and silver-clad planchets, creating a coin that was equal parts tribute and innovation. The Denver Mint stepped into that moment with the 1971 D. Eisenhower $1. This was not just another coin. This was the first circulating Ike dollar ever produced by Denver. Millions came off the presses, but only a small fraction would survive today in exceptional condition. And an even smaller fraction would show the rare errors that collectors now chase with excitement. When people hear about the 1971 series, they usually think of the Philadelphia Mint's notorious weak strike coins. But the Denver Mint has its own mysteries, stories whispered among coin hunters, stories of hidden gems waiting in old mint sets, forgotten bankrolls, and vintage collections tucked away for decades. Let us explore what makes the 1971 D. Eisenhower so fascinating. First, the design. Eisenhower's portrait on the obverse is bold, strong, and deeply sculpted. The reverse displays the Apollo 11 insignia, an eagle landing on the moon, connecting American military leadership with space exploration. Each detail is symbolic. Each line, each curve, carries meaning, but when you examine the 1971 D. Eisenhower more closely, you begin to see its complexities. Denver coins were struck on copper nickel-clad planchets, and because of the metal composition, many coins came out with dull surfaces, weak details, and inconsistent luster. Collectors know that the Denver strike could be beautiful, but only under perfect conditions. That makes high-grade coins extremely difficult to find. And rarity often begins with difficulty, but then come the errors, the little accidents that turn ordinary coins into unexpected treasures. Some 1971 D. Eisenhower coins show dramatic off-center strikes, where part of the design drifts toward the rim, leaving a portion of the blank planchet exposed. These coins instantly become valuable because they reveal the moment the coin press misaligned. Then there are clipped planchet errors, curved bites missing from the coin's edge, formed when metal strips overlapped during cutting. Each clipped planchet tells its own story, unique and unmistakable. A more subtle error is the doubled die, where lettering or numbers appear thicker, shadowed, or slightly doubled. Even a small doubling on Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, or the date can increase a coin's desirability, especially for collectors searching for varieties others overlook. Occasionally, collectors discover die cracks on the 1971 D coins. These thin raised lines across the surface are caused by fractures in the mint die. They can stretch across the portrait, the fields, or the eagle's wings, giving the coin a dramatic and eye-catching appearance. Die cracks can turn a normal coin into a memorable piece of mint history. Another important factor is preservation. The Eisenhower dollar is huge and heavy coins do not survive easily. They bump into each other, rub inside bags, slide across counting machines, and quickly lose their luster. Many 1971 D dollars today show scratches, dents, and circulation wear. That is why finding a flawless example becomes a challenge worthy of a collector's attention, and this leads us to the true rarity: high-grade 1971 D Eisenhower dollars certified by top grading companies. Coins that show blazing luster, razor-sharp strikes, smooth fields, and no marks, those are the coins that reach the highest values in the market. Collectors around the world search tirelessly for perfect Denver strikes. Some spend years examining rolls, mint sets, and estate collections. Others purchase entire boxes just for the chance to find one premium example. Now let us move to the most anticipated part of the video, the part every collector waits for: the real market values and auction results spoken in words. A 1971 D Eisenhower $1 in the highest certified grade has sold for more than 10,000 United States dollars at auction. Dramatic off-center or clipped planchet errors can bring hundreds to several thousands of dollars depending on the severity. Attractive. Double die varieties have sold for several $100s in top condition. Even well-preserved business strike coins can achieve hundreds of dollars when they display exceptional luster in surfaces. This is why the 1971 D Eisenhower dollar continues to attract collectors. It is not just a coin, it is a chapter of American history, a bridge between the past and the future. A heavy metal reminder of leadership, exploration, and craftsmanship, and hidden in that chapter are treasures waiting to be discovered. If you have a 1971 D Eisenhower $1 coin, examine it closely. You may be holding a rare survivor or even a valuable error that tells a story far greater than its face value. Coin number 3. A coin that carries the weight of American history, space exploration, and numismatic mystery, the United States of America Rare Eisenhower 1974 $1 coin. Today we travel deep inside this coin story, exploring every detail, every rare variety, every minting mistake, and every hidden feature that collectors search for day and night. Stay with me, coin lovers, because this is not just a dollar coin. This is a chapter of American metal that still surprises collectors across the world. The Eisenhower dollar was the last large-sized dollar ever made for circulation in the United States. Big, heavy, powerful. When you hold it, you instantly feel history in your hand. The 1974 issue came at a time of massive change in American currency production. The Vietnam War, the Watergate era, the changing economy, all of these events surrounded the birth of this coin. And every time the US Mint is under pressure, unusual things tend to happen. And unusual things create rare coins. The obverse features Eisenhower's dignified profile, sharply sculpted with strong lines and deep contours. The reverse celebrates the Apollo 11 lunar mission and Eagle landing on the moon. Just imagine that. A circulating coin carrying the memory of humans stepping on another world. This makes the Eisenhower dollar not just money, but a symbol of American achievement. But the 1974 Eisenhower dollar becomes even more fascinating when you explore its rare varieties and minting errors. And this is where collectors lean closer, because every small flaw or detail can turn a simple dollar into a valuable treasure. Let's start with the metal composition. Most $1,974 were struck in copper nickel, but the special collector versions from the San Francisco Mint were struck in a silver-clad composition. These silver versions have a different ring, a different weight, and a different look. The frosting on Eisenhower's face in the proof coins, the mirror-like black fields, the clean bright rims, all these features make them stand out instantly to the trained eye. Collectors search for the rare 1974's silver-clad proof in the highest grade because even the slightest scratch or haze can drop the value dramatically. But when flawless, these coins become the stars of any collection. Now let's talk about the minting mistakes that make this coin even more exciting. Point 1 of the most famous errors is the double die. Some 1974 Eisenhower dollars show doubling in the motto, liberty, the date, or the word trust. Doubling occurs when the coin receives a slight shift between strikes, creating thick, shadow-like letters. These are rare and highly sought after. Then there are off-center strikes, where part of the design sits toward the rim, leaving empty space on the opposite side. The more off-center, the higher the value, especially if the date remains visible. Another error is the broad strike, where the retaining collar failed and the coin expanded outward, creating a stretched-looking rim. In such a big dollar coin, this error becomes dramatic and visually striking. We also see clipped planchet errors, where a semicircle chunk is missing from the rim. Then we have die cracks, appearing like lightning streaks across the coin's surface. Some cracks run through Eisenhower's head, some through the eagle, each telling a story of a worn die pushed beyond its limits. Every one of these errors adds personality to the coin. Every mistake becomes a collectible. Every small anomaly transforms an ordinary dollar into a special piece that collectors chase relentlessly. But what really makes the 1974 Eisenhower dollar fascinating is the possibility of high-grade business strikes that survived decades without scratches, wear, or bag marks. The large size of Ike dollars made them extremely difficult to keep in perfect condition. That's why finding a perfect or near-perfect example today almost feels like discovering hidden treasure. Collectors inspect the cheeks of Eisenhower very closely. They are the hardest part of the coin to find clean. Any contact mark reduces the grade. So a perfectly smooth, flawless cheek becomes a sign of rarity and value. The eagle on the reverse, with its wings spread wide over the lunar surface, also contains details that collectors analyze deeply. The sharpness of the feathers, the clarity of the craters, the brilliance of the earth above, all of these determine whether the coin qualifies as a top specimen or just an average survivor. As we reach the end of this journey, it's time to reveal the market values and real auction prices spoken fully in words. A high-grade business strike from the Denver Mint can sell for more than $4,000 in the finest condition. A rare double die or major off-center error can bring several thousands of dollars depending on severity and grade. The 1974's silver-clad proof in perfect condition has reached over $3,000 in past auctions, and certain exceptional specimens with dramatic minting mistakes have sold for well over $5,000. This is why the 1974 Eisenhower dollar remains a favorite among collectors, a powerful coin, filled with history, varieties, errors, and hidden value. If you have this coin at home, take a moment to study it. Look for the unexpected. Look for the details. Because inside this large dollar lies the possibility of real treasure waiting to be discovered. Coin number 4. Today's journey takes us into the world of the United States of America rare Eisenhower 1972 D $1 coin, a coin that many people underestimate, yet collectors know it carries hidden treasures, rare varieties, and valuable minting mistakes that can turn an ordinary dollar into a powerful numismatic discovery. The Eisenhower dollar series has always stood apart. It was the last large-sized dollar coin issued for circulation, the last coin of its type before America shifted to compact modern dollars. And the 1972 D issue holds a special place in the hearts of coin enthusiasts because, while it was heavily circulated, it also hides rarities that have become legends in the world of collecting. Picture this: millions of these coins were minted, exchanged, stacked in banks, and handled by everyday Americans. But only a small number survived in pristine condition, and an even smaller number contain minting errors that collectors dream of finding. That's what makes this coin so fascinating. It carries both history and mystery. The obverse features a proud portrait of President Eisenhower, representing strength and leadership. On the reverse is the majestic eagle landing on the moon, symbolizing the Apollo 11 lunar mission. It's more than art. It's a tribute to the moment America looked beyond the Earth and reached for the stars, but the real excitement begins when we dive into the varieties and errors of the 1972 D Eisenhower dollar. Collectors know that the $1,972 struck in Philadelphia are famous for their Type 1, Type 2, and Type 3 reverse varieties. But the Denver Mint also produced unexpected but extremely desirable variations. The 1972 D can show alignment anomalies, die deterioration stripes, unusual planchet flaws, and even rare doubled die strikes that dramatically increase its value. Many people don't realize that Ike dollars often suffered from strikes that were too weak, dies that wore out quickly, and production issues that resulted in visible imperfections. And these imperfections, when dramatic enough, become valuable assets for collectors. One of the most interesting and sought-after features is the doubled lettering around the legend. When the dies shifted even slightly, extra thickness appeared in the words United States of America or $1 or in the motto "In God We Trust." A collector who spots one of these dramatic doubled dies can easily be holding a treasure, especially in high grades. Then there are off-center strikes. When the blank wasn't seated properly inside the press, the resulting coin would reveal a crescent-shaped blank area. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the higher the value, especially if the date remains visible. Imagine finding a 1972 D Eisenhower dollar that was misstruck by 10, 15, or even 20%. Many of these errors were removed from circulation years ago, making surviving examples even more desirable. Another category of collectible errors includes clipped planchets, coins missing a curved section because the metal sheet overlapped during cutting. Some 1972 D Ike dollars display this clean curved clip, creating an instantly recognizable rarity. You'll also find die cracks, tiny raised lines stretching across the surface like lightning frozen in metal. These cracks formed when aging dies began to fracture, and each crack makes the coin unique. Some of the most dramatic cracks on 1972 D coins run through Eisenhower's portrait or across the eagle, turning an ordinary dollar into a conversation piece, And then we come to condition, a crucial factor, because $8 circulated heavily. Finding a flawless, lustrous, sharp detail 1972 D coin is extremely difficult. Coins with full luster, clean fields, and crisp details can command impressive premiums from collectors. A top-graded example becomes not just a coin, but a trophy piece. Collectors love these coins because each one tells a story. A story of the mint, of America's last big dollar, of the errors that slipped through unnoticed, and of the lucky people who discover them decades later. Coin lovers listen carefully and enjoy every detail because these coins connect history, scarcity, and hidden value all in one place. Now we reach the part you have been waiting for, the true market value and the real auction prices spoken clearly in words. A high-grade 1972 D Eisenhower dollar has sold for more than 5,000 United States dollars at auction. Dramatic off-center errors can reach several thousand United States dollars depending on severity. Strong double dies and dramatic die cracks can bring hundreds to thousands of dollars in the right condition. And perfectly preserved mint state examples regularly achieve several $100s in today's collector market. So before you spend that big bold Eisenhower dollar, look closely. Your coin might be carrying far more value than $1. It might be a rare survivor of American minting history and a true treasure waiting to be discovered.